The girl woke up and found something changing within her. Her lower half had become a male. Today, I'll introduce a comedy movie called If I Were a Boy. This is a weird body swap movie. I can't guess the ending at all. Being a 38-year-old lady, for Jean, it worsened through the years. Everywhere the water went against the tide. She was in crisis both in work and marriage. 2 months ago, the husband who had been married for many years complained that their life had no passion, so he proposed to separate from Jean. Jean was determined to change herself. To make her husband change his mind, she asked him out to a fancy restaurant. But she didn't expect him to tell her he found his new love. In addition, his new girlfriend was pregnant with his child. Jean's life reached the bottom. She looked after 2 children alone, switching between children and work. The male colleagues saw that Jean looked sad all day. They treated her as a resentful woman, ridiculing her all day. When the leader saw Jean being bullied, she assigned her to do the most tiring work, check the construction site. As an architect, Jean's female identity was often subjected to inexplicable discrimination. People treated her as a fool. To make it worse, her husband filed a lawsuit with the court and won the rotational custody of the 2 children. He called Jean, telling her the next Christmas holiday, she must send the children to spend time with him. Hearing that, Jean was like being struck by thunder. They say that when God closes one door against you, another door will open. But Jean felt like her doors were all locked up by iron plates. There was no way out. Desperately, she swore to never let any man appear in her life again. As a result, God made another big joke on her. On a thunderstorm night, Jean got up to go to the bathroom. She suddenly felt unwell. She found that her lower body had changed. There was something between her legs. It was a male organ. In a panic, Jean also found her voice rough. After repeated confirmation, Jean was sure she wasn't dreaming. After sending the children to school, she rushed to the hospital to see the doctor. What a coincidence. The doctor just had a day off today. Jean came home, all relentless on the couch. After holding the toilet for half a day, she had to study the way to go to the toilet for a male. Jean went to her best friend to complain. Her friend didn't believe it at first until she saw it with her own eyes. The 2 women were in a panic. After finally calming down, looking at that thing, her friend's eyes twinkled with envy. She encouraged her, which woman in the world has never dreamed of this day? Jean, you have a woman's mind and a man's weapon. You're the child of God. You will lead the oppressed women together. It's going to be female supremacy. To the idea of her friend, Jean was incompetent. Early the next morning, she rushed to the hospital to find the doctor. However, the doctor who had worked for many years also never saw such an impact. He rushed out of the office without looking back, refreshing himself with water. After confirming that he didn't dream, he went back and gave Jean a thorough examination. The inspection showed that the 2 parts had been integrated like nature itself. Jean said it was a hindrance and told him to cut it off. The doctor said there was nothing he could do. After all, who could guarantee that it would not grow after removal? It's not normal for you to grow this kind of thing. Jean's state of mind completely collapsed when she came home. She drank and smoked, doing everything she didn't do before. The house was left in a mess after dawn. Marcel came to her house and helped her clean up the house. Jean thought she couldn't be ridiculous anymore, so she tried to accept the absurd organ. But she never thought that her sexual interests had also reversed. Seeing her sexy friend, she couldn't help but fantasize. She tried to suppress, but she still couldn't resist the original desire. She scared Marcel, making her leave in a hurry. Her hormone was also gradually changing. In work, the changes brought a lot of trouble. Normally submissive, now she began to brawl, making complaints about her colleagues. She became impulsive and caused a lot of trouble. It also implicated the male colleague who worked with her. After all, everything had a starting point. She began to learn to control her impetuous body. She worked overtime in the company in the evening and wanted to distract herself with work. But when she went to the bathroom, she accidentally bumped into a female security guard on patrol. The security guard was kind and reassuring. Jean couldn't help but tell the security guard her secret. To comfort Jean with a strange treasure, the security guard said it was normal. They slowly developed a feeling of sympathy for each other, plus the stimulation of alcohol, the 2 broke through the gender barrier. Jean had her first spunk that night. After that, her progesterone burst. All of a sudden, she felt confident. She didn't walk like she used to. Her work was much easier than before. When the customer visited the construction site to inspect the project progress, she was heroic and straightforward. She was quickly recognized by customers. Jean didn't forget the horn her ex-husband put on her. She was finely dressed up. Sure enough, her ex-husband couldn't resist the temptation. That night, he drank the wine Jean had offered him and was properly humiliated by Jean. In the coming days, Jean was like a whole new person. She became strong and confident. She even bought men's clothes to increase her charm. The male colleagues who previously implicated her never imagined that she would change so much. Speaking of this male colleague, Jean's previous tragedy had something to do with him. The 2 had sex after Jean's divorce. Afterward, the male colleague pretended that nothing had happened. That made Jean resent it. In the office, he offered to go out with Jean, but Jean looked at the dazzling wedding ring on his hand and resolutely refused. The ice-breaking of the relationship between the 2 came from an accident. The male colleague was on the phone. He was about to be hit by a fallen tree. Fortunately, Jean pushed him away with agility. After that, male colleagues cheered for them. The male colleague confessed that night wasn't meant to be. He raised 4 children with his ex-wife. The ex-wife left her children and ran away without warning. He became the only family of the 4 children. He could understand the hardships of raising children, so he didn't dare to let Jean live with him. After hearing these words, Jean was moved. After confirming that their feelings were mutual, the two got to know each other better. Jean suddenly remembered her unusual lower body. She had no courage to accept the feelings of a normal man. On the other side, Jean argued with her best friend. Her self-righteous attitude and her coquettish attitude reminded Marcel of the boyfriend with who she was having a row. The two quarreled. After the quarrel, Jean wavered. She wanted love and friendship, so she went to Thailand to cut off her male part. But it was unreliable. The doctor still refused. When she got home, Jean met her upset best friend. She was still in a cold war with her boyfriend. Jean was crying and persuading her, "Don't break things up just because of a stupid row. Even if I lose it, I'll introduce you to a new one. Where else can I find such a friend?" Then they made up as before. Marcel and the doctor advised Jean, "Now that you know his feelings, just be frank." On a thundering night, Jean gathered herself up to confess to her colleague. In the light of lightning, Jean's body was in full view. Her body returned to normal. Jean reaped her love, but the story was not over yet. The security woman who had an affair with Jean before, do you remember? After that night, the female security guard left without saying goodbye. This time, she came back with a baby. Jean was the baby's father. What kind of ending is this? It's really unexpected. I'm surprised, too. That's all for today. If you wake up and find your lower part change, what will you do?